The Duchess's brother, Thomas Jr., uploaded a serious video late at night. This video showed Meghan's previous job on a yacht and had strong evidence. Recently, Thomas Jr. shared a video to celebrate Meghan's birthday, but he hinted at more than just good wishes. He revealed things like Meghan not being truthful about her age and meeting Harry after working on a yacht. Thomas has cleverly exposed these details. In the video, Thomas was wearing a shirt with a boat and yacht design. He held a dark brown birthday cake with many candles. He mentioned that Meghan turned 42, and he jokingly commented that she looked much older, even though she's actually 42. I mean, will you need a facelift every 6 months just to manage the stress that's making you appear like that? Good Lord, anyway. Then Thomas brought up how Meghan had left her father, who had been dealing with heart problems for 5 years. He mentioned that he made sure to call her on her birthday and create this special video, as she hadn't even called her dad for his birthday last month or 2 weeks ago. He suggested she might have been too occupied dealing with personal foot issues. It's been 5 years already. No birthday wishes, no holiday visits, no hospital visits. I mean, wow, you haven't even called your dad, and you didn't call me on my birthday. Oh, and I wore your favorite shirt as well. This is the shirt you like the most. Boats and Yacht Go is truly one of the greatest movies ever made. By the way, in the next part of the video, Thomas switched his clothes, sat under the light, and acted as if he was reading from Prince Harry's memoir. However, the content he was reading was actually written by himself. He said, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to my new show called Bookmarks. I began reading when I got a ticket for my turn in a queue of 20 other men on a yacht. I had paid $20 for a 30-minute encounter with an incredible woman. It was the most amazing woman I had ever seen, and that's when I met the woman of my dreams. The experience was truly incredible. I knew she was the one as we walked off the yacht and onto the dock. The sunlight made a heart-shaped shadow on the concrete through her legs, and it just touched my heart. It was an incredible moment. Later, I was playing pool with my friends in my underwear, having a good time. There were beautiful naked young women around who were not 42 and didn't have a cold, heartless soul. They didn't tear my life apart and ruin everything I knew. It was like suggesting that Marcus Anderson from Soho House has been a connecting link as far back as 2001. Summers suggests that the mainstream media might possess a photograph of her on a yacht in Phuket, Thailand, having a playful time with Prince Andrew, influenced by the request of the controversial figures Maxwell and the now-deceased criminal Jeffrey Epstein. Eventually, Harry became aware of Meghan's actual profession, but he embraced it and kept it undisclosed from the royal family. Meghan was invited to Yacht Week 2016 in Croatia by someone named Adam Hoon, who established that event known as Yacht Week in 2006. This event was characterized as Sodom and Gomorrah at Sea by GQ magazine in 2015. It's unclear if Meghan participated in the Mystic Tinder at Sea gathering, which was attended by a participant from the dating show Sweet Home Alabama. The presence of Bachelor Triple Reese made the atmosphere feel as intense as the Bahamas, but on a much more heightened level. In the past week, a royal expert disclosed that Meghan's mother, Doria, was never officially licensed as a social worker. Mr. Phil Don Pierre clarified that having a felony conviction in most U.S. states or a drug conviction on your record disqualifies you from becoming a licensed social worker. These circumstances have been hinted at regarding Ms. Raglan. Naturally, there would be almost no possibility of becoming a licensed social worker in such situations. Previously, I had considered the possibility that she might have obtained a degree in sociology, which she could have pursued even during her time in prison. However, being authorized to work as a practicing social worker involves an entirely distinct process. It's worth noting that Sunshine Sachs seemingly removed any online information about Meghan's troubled history and unconventional behavior, and it's reasonable to assume they might have done the same for Doria. Tom Bauer is currently engaged in writing a book about Doria, which promises to be quite captivating. It's truly unfortunate how Doria presented herself and Meghan Markle falsely to the royal family. Remember the lavish $43 million wedding for someone with a history as a yacht girl who often treats others with disrespect. Allegedly, Doria had a conviction related to felony tax evasion and fraud. She attempted to place the blame on Meghan's father, Thomas, but he was able to prove his innocence. This matter pertains to a travel agency owned by Doria, which she used to manage. It's said that she had to serve a prison sentence for that conviction, during which time Thomas took care of raising Meghan. In the state of California, having a felony conviction makes you ineligible to hold a social worker's license. The reason for trying to conceal this information is unclear, but one can speculate that the intention might have been to portray her as a compassionate individual, despite the reality that she possesses qualities similar to Meghan Markle, her daughter, who is seen as pursuing wealth. Just as Meghan's past was cleansed, it appears that her mother's history was also sanitized. Any criminal or unsavory history was effectively hidden, and revealing it could have been seen as racially biased, given that the only family members Meghan wishes to showcase are Doria Ragland, who, incidentally, was never an air hostess, seemingly attempting to mimic Catherine's mother, who did serve as an airline steward. Meghan consistently seeks approval and strives to associate herself or her mother Rob with socially endorsed causes, likely aiming for higher status and admiration. I understand that California has stringent regulations concerning social workers with felony records. Tom Bauer, however, is poised to uncover the truth. His work could shed light on what Doria truly is and potentially clarify her whereabouts during the mysterious 10 years of Meghan's life. During those 10 years, Thomas was the sole parent tasked with looking after her. However, something seems to have gone awry, as she has grown into someone who is deceitful and appears to exploit situations for personal gain. While I was aware that she couldn't acquire or maintain a license due to being a convicted felon, I was not acquainted with her other previous transgressions. Meghan certainly displayed poor judgment in selecting which parents to showcase at her wedding. While I acknowledge that Meghan's father has his shortcomings, I believe he's likely a decent person. He excelled as a lighting director and earned multiple Emmy Awards. He dedicated his life to taking care of Meghan, ensuring she didn't face embarrassment or lack of opportunities due to her mother. In fact, Thomas deserves recognition rather than being cut off and treated poorly. There have been reports that even the late Queen once referred to Meghan Markle as unsuitable and expressed astonishment that Harry brought her into the royal family. The late Queen seemed to be aware of the situation, and considering Meghan's mother's history, it's intriguing how she emerged when Meghan gained fame and wealth. While she couldn't have stopped their marriage, the late Queen might have rejected the lavish wedding considering Meghan's 2 living ex-husbands. In my view, a divorced woman with 2 ex-husbands shouldn't have been permitted to marry in the church. I would have suggested a registry office wedding if I were the late Queen, adhering to traditional values. Many, including myself, speculate that Meghan has something to leverage against the royal family. It's the only logical explanation for the late Queen's apparent acceptance of her.